Okay, so I would like to start that by saying that this was an absolutely terrible atrocity for any human being, regardless of colour. 9 people shot dead in their place of worship, regardless of what religion, what colour, whatever. This is a terrible atrocity. So, prayers go out to these people and their families. 9 people shot in Charleston. Absolutely terrible atrocity. I find it funny that this happened in the place where Dr. Martin Luther King done one of his famous speeches in order to free the black people from white repression. And I remember one of the governors in office saying to the president, if we give them the right to vote, next thing they'll want schools and jobs. Yeah? What's wrong with that? They're human beings. Schools, educations, and jobs. Absolutely despicable. Now I know there are elements within every community that would bring that community down and give that community a bad name. Baltimore, Ferguson. But I think these things were orchestrated by the elites, regardless of the colour of these leading elites, corporate elites. There's something more sinister going on here. Now, the conspiracy theorists are saying that they are trying to start race wars. Well, this is a good leading point for a race war. Okay, so we have a white guy walk in and murder 9 black people. Right? And these areas are all sort of concentrated together. Baltimore, Ferguson, and now Charleston. We're all on the East Coast sort of area with this. So I would say this is one to watch. Okay? I'm not a conspiracy theorist to the point where I'm going to say that this was deliberate. But I wouldn't be surprised if this was timed well. Just as everything is starting to calm down in Ferguson and Baltimore, here we have another reason for a community to go crazy and look for justice. Okay? A 21-year-old white guy. What does anybody know at 21? Okay? This is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And as I say, I wouldn't be surprised if this was orchestrated to incite even more hatred amongst the two communities and incite race wars. We already have the white liberals and their elitist attitude. This just adds fuel to the fire of hatred. Everybody in this world that God created has the right to live, regardless of colour, religious belief, or whatever. God is above that. God is above all that bullshit. God doesn't care if you're Islamic or Judea or whatever. He doesn't care. He still loves us all regardless. He knows we've been misled and misguided by the powers to be. This is not just another random school or shopping mall shooting. There is significance behind this. Absolute significance behind this. It's the timing of it all. With Jade Helm coming up. Everything else that's going on in the world. All the religious hate crimes. All the injustice, the Christians getting persecuted, Muslims getting persecuted. This is no different, my friends. Absolutely no different. Prayers and thoughts out to the people that were murdered and to their families that have to pick up the pieces. And I hope that this does not open up a whole badass can of worms that nobody wants. And I urge the black community to not respond and taint every white person in the same light. Because we're not all like the corporate power evil elites of this world that are trying to eradicate everybody, not just black people. But this is their way of playing their little games, timing this incident just nicely to start race wars again, for more needless hurt and murder and killings. In Jesus we trust. Amen.